Yo, 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 what is going on, people? Welcome to Throwdown Your Questions, episode 546. I'm your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I'm joined by Chris Seeley,
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Carlos Romero,
Yo, yo, yo.
Adam Vale,
How you doing? How you doing?
Brett Murdoch,
What up, party people?
and Richard Bailey Jr.
What's up, everybody?
All right, guys, we're back with another one. We don't know where Manny or Brian are. So we're like, listen, the show must go on. So here we are. One quick note for you guys listening to us live. Feel free to drop us questions. We didn't get a lot this week, so this might be a short show. So if you want us to keep it going, feel free to ask us questions in the chat. But we do have a kind of theme going on today because this weekend was the Battlefield 6 beta. A lot of people are playing it. A lot of you guys in Discord were playing it. I didn't play it because those aren't my type of games. But, you know, we'll give you our insight, you know, regardless. So let's kick things off here with one of my personal favorite, fans, Eurocar9. Asked, I like the way he phrased this. Hey, ChatGPT Throwdown, can you describe the Battlefield 6 hype to me? I actually want to ask real ChatGPT, like, what is the hype about, to see what answer I get. But yeah, like, again, Battlefield is basically the like pseudo rival to Call of Duty. But yeah, Adam, you were talking about Battlefield before this. So what are your thoughts? Did you get to play the beta?
No, I didn't get to play. I watched before. I didn't see it because I was like, "What the hell?" But I watched the trailers. I watched gameplay and watched people play it, and it looks all right. But it doesn't. It's one of those things that the way they're hyping it up, and at least from the trailers, again, when you play, at least with Conquest, I should say, Conquest is very big. There's a lot of craziness, but from what they're showing in the gameplay, it looks like close quarter combat, which is the main thing for Call of Duty. Right? That's where you get all the fast-paced action, people screaming, the AI audio. It's like, get down, always, they're flanking to the right, they're flanking to the left. I prefer that than hearing people in the background with kids crying and stuff, someone screaming, you still playing that shit? Shut up, I'm trying to win. I hate it. I mute the full chat every time. I mute it. You see it laughing because it's true. There's just too many heads in there when you got all these people playing and then people talking smack or they're playing reggaeton in the background. It's like, yo, turn this shit off. Yeah, it's like whatever gets them hyped. But anyway, it looks good. It looks great. They showed us a few scenes where some new animations where you can carry your fallen comrades. They drop, you grab them, you bring them, you give them a stem pack or whatever to revive them. That's cool. But I have to really play it. All these trailers always look good. All the Battlefield ones that they showed before, it's like chef's kiss. They all look freaking amazing. They got top money to go and do all the editing. But then when you play it, you're like, oh wow, now I know why I don't play this shit. Yeah, and then you run because it just doesn't have the interface or it doesn't look streamlined. A lot of the things that we've come to accept, it's weird. It's like when you go to play, oh shoot, it's raining. When you go to play a Call of Duty, you jump into multiplayer. It's very much like an arcade experience because you got music blaring, you got the numbers all popping up from all kinds of double XP. You're going on your kill streak. You got all these things. You're getting XP for assist kills. You got your perks, people deploying stuff. It's chaotic, but then it builds that adrenaline and it pulls you in. I've never had that feeling in Battlefield. As much as they've had all the cool stuff with the environments, the effects, the big open worlds, getting on a jet ski to get to a jeep, to get to a building, to get sniped from somebody on a roof and have to do that over again, that never really appealed to me. But I sort of appreciate it. I'm like, damn, it's a massive world. If you fill it out, it looks amazing to see that type of brawl, but it just never really worked. Now this one, destructible environments, we saw that in Bad Company, we saw that in Siege. The Tom Clancy series, they had that where you could shoot a hole in the wall and then just peek through and then poof start sniping people as they run into the house. I guess you can do that in this one. So it looks cool, but again, if anybody's played it, does it play as well as it looks? Because it looks amazing. But we've gone down this road before, and you can't trust these trailers. I learned that from the Killzone days, and it still applies today. You know, a lot of these trailers look great.
Did
And you're like, wow,
did you watch anybody actually playing the beta, like streams or anything?
I saw some. Yeah, I saw one guy running around shooting, taking cover, typical stuff, but it wasn't as chaotic as the trailers where it shows a tank going down and a bunch of people running and then all the people screaming in a building. I didn't see any of that. So hopefully, I'm sure that's in certain parts of the game. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if it goes. Anybody in the chat have they played it? Do they feel it? Does it feel like? And I don't want to do the whole compare. Oh, it's better called. No. But is it comparable?
Even though that's one of the questions.
Yeah, they're always gonna say it. It's always gonna be there. And I'm sorry, it's never gonna happen. It's just like with the whole FC thing. It's like, oh man, Konami, you know, they had their esport game. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. That takes too much time, development to get licensing and stuff. Call of Duty it's ingrained. It's like how many games have we seen platforms try to come up with their own Mario, right? They want to come up with Rayman or whatever they want to come up. You can't do it. You can't duplicate it. You can imitate, you can come close, but you can't replace the OG, the one that everyone likes. And that's what's always going to happen with Call of Duty. Because think about it. Let's say Battlefield takes off. Boom, boom, boom. It takes off. Everybody's jumping on it. All Call of Duty has to do is make another trailer and show all the highlighted moments from other past Call of Duties to bring that nostalgia. Remember when you first played Nuketown with your buddies? Remember when you first played, you know, this other mission where you were diving in Venice and all this? It'll just bring all those feels back, and people are like, yeah. Oh, what, you remastered those? All right, here we go. You know, because that's what they do. They do a lot of remasters of these maps. And yeah, people want new stuff. And the last one had a bunch of new maps. I reviewed that over on PlayStation.com, and I liked it. It was great. You know, they added all these open world elements. They're still evolving, but it just feels good. And maybe it's a combination of the nostalgia or the comfort of knowing that the controls never really change to the point that I'm looking at my control, I'm like, what the fuck is this? You know, I know how to play. I can pick it up just like I can do with FC and just play it and just in a new environment, but there's no learning curve. Maybe that's it, but I want a competitor. I played a lot of the Battlefield games, put some time into some of them, but they never brought in, at least for the multiplayer. The campaign's not too bad. There were some good ones. You know, the Battlefield 1, if I remember, I think that was the one where you played like 4 different parts and you went different parts of the world and stuff. That was pretty cool. You know, I mean, you're dying in all of them. You know, it's like oh, you right at the beginning. I always remember the guy with the blowtorch, and I restarted that maybe 4 or 5 times. I'm like, I have to survive. I don't want to die. No, you have to die. There's no way to survive. Your guy has to die, and it hits you as a realization. It's like, well, that's part of war, right? Not everybody made it out alive. So it was cool, and they were trying to make the feels, and it worked, and they had the good tank modes and missions like that. They did variety, air, combat, all the stuff we see with Call of Duty. So all I'm saying is, if it's at least comparable, if it's at least competitive, that's like, wow, you know what, I could play this. Or maybe if it comes, did they say the pricing? Is it coming in at a budget price?
Let me
like
check.
Mafia?
Probably not, but let's see. So you don't think it could compete?
I think if it comes out at the same time, no. Only because Call of Duty is so established with crews. Like all the people that I know that do play it, they don't play with noobs and stuff. They play with their buddies. I mean, but then again, I'm in my 40s. I'm older. You know, I grew up with this stuff. So a lot of the guys that I follow, that I still play with on Xbox or with PlayStation stuff, these guys are all playing with each other again and again. It's just what they do during the fall time, you know? It's like, oh, let's go with Call of Duty. If I tell them now Battlefield, in fact, now I think about now one of them has sent me a message. Yo, what do you think of the Battlefield? No one gives a shit because they already got things set of like, this is my schedule. You know, just like you know what you're gonna do, whether it's like sports and stuff. All right, well, you know, football season's coming back. I know what days and what Sundays and stuff. It's the same thing. People know it's Call of Duty time every year. Activision realized this early on, which is why we have 3 teams. So that way there's always one team that can pull out a game and the other team has 2 years of development. And then you got Raven that plays, you know, support for all of them. It's like, oh, you need help? Sledgehammer, boom, boom, boom. Infinity Ward, you need help? I'm running over. I got you. You know, they want to make sure there's a Call of Duty out every year because they know that if you get it ingrained in people to expect it in the fall, they'll keep coming back. I mean, we see it now. Why is the Throwdown still going on? Even if somebody's missing or something, the show must go
Show
on.
must
You
go
have
on,
to
yeah.
you have to keep going, because then people know, I just had a shit day. My girl left me. My job just cut my hours. But you know what? Throwdown's gonna be on tonight, because these bitches always show up, and it's that type of thing. And that's the whole thing with the Call of Duty. It's the same thing. All the other games can let you down. All the new IPs can let you down. But Call of Duty, it's going to cost you a little money if you get that Vault Edition, but it's going to work. All this shit's going to work. You're going to have all this shit. Or your buddies, you don't have to tell them, try to sell it to them, you're going to play Call of Duty. They're already going to play Call of Duty, because they're already all set to do it. This is what you do. It's expected every fall. That's why even that 1 year the campaign fucked up, remember? And they're like, oh shit, what are we gonna do? And it's, don't worry, it's still coming. We're gonna throw a bunch of zombie shit at you. We're gonna throw a bunch of multiplayer stuff at you. It's gonna make up for it, because they had to have a game call out, and it had to come, and it did. And so it's always gonna be an uphill battle for anyone, not just EA, but for anybody to jump in. EA, as we all know, they have a lot of money. They can put a lot of money. So a lot of people look at them as like, if there's any competitor that can bump heads with Activision Call of Duty, it is EA at this point. I mean, now we got Tencent that owns a good majority of Ubisoft. Maybe they can make a hyped up version of Siege and go that route. But right now, no. So this could be it. But I don't think it's going to be a Call of Duty killer. But if it's comparable, and I think it would have been great if they dropped the price like they did with the NBA Live. That time I brought that up, where they came in at, I mean, at the time it's crazy. It was like, $60 games, like $20. They're not doing that.
Yeah, Battlefield's not doing that. And it's actually, standard price, $70.
There you go. Now, here's a question. Is it part of EA Play at all?
I could look into that. And by the way, the release date is October 10th.
So it's coming out earlier. It's coming out a month early, because Call of Duty is November. It usually comes out in November.
Yeah, let me check if it's EA Play or not.
Because if it's something like that, if it's EA Play, then maybe that'll work out, because that's their version of Game Pass.
Well, if it's EA Play, we're going to hear our favorite term. Yes, it will be available on EA Play, which means we will be hearing our favorite term. This game has what so and so players. We're going to hear that bullshit.
Yeah. For everybody that has a subservice.
Yep. So there it is. EA Play.
You see? So,
and I'm pretty sure they're going to give you early access. They always do that too.
So you know what? Then you can still get it on the cheap, because what is that? That's like $15 a month or something like that. Just pay for the first month and play it, and you could probably, if there is a campaign, go through it and determine if you want to keep that. I mean, the truth with all this, the long term, they probably prefer that you just keep the service and not buy the game. Because they want you to keep going back for the month afterwards.
This shit's $6 a month.
They see, look at that, $6
for the regular one,
for the regular, but that it includes day one releases of.
I don't know. That's a good question. This will provide access to EA
Ubisoft
library.
Is 20.
It's probably the $17 one is probably the one where you get everything.
Yeah. Because it's for Ubisoft's one.
That's it, Adam. I'm sorry, EA Play Pro, $17 a month. That gets you the games on day one.
Okay. See, even that. There you go. That's still $20. $20 to figure out if you're going to keep this game or if it's worth buying. That's easy. That's an easy buy-in right there.
Yeah.
So why not? Go in, $20 for the month, play it, do the whole thing, figure out, am I going to keep playing? Because you can run through the campaign within that month, but it's all about keeping you engaged, playing the multiplayer, doing all that stuff. That's where the big money is. You see with Call of Duty, that's how they make all the battle passes and all that crap. So there you go, $20. Go ahead, why not? Yeah, it's winning at that point too. And then of course, Call of Duty is in Game Pass. If you have Game Pass, there you go. So you're already getting Call of Duty if you have Game Pass, and then you pay $20 just to get the Battlefield. And if it don't work out with the Battlefield, cancel the shit. There you go. Done.
Yeah, but no, I agree. Even though I don't play these games, I think Call of Duty is just too entrenched. Battlefield. Maybe it'll do better, but even like the best Battlefield has never overtaken Call of Duty. It's never happened.
And I'll tell you this much, out of all the people I played with, and every time I play online, I hear all these people bitching. You know what I never hear? I never hear anyone saying, "Damn, I wish there was a different game besides Call of Duty." I never hear that. I never hear like, "Damn, I wish somebody else made a better fucking shooter." I never hear that. People are happy. Yeah, it may have bugs. Every fucking game has bugs. But for what you get in that package, I said before, with the multiplayer, with the zombie, with the campaign, with all the other modes that they have in there, you get a lot. You get a lot for your money. And they know it because they keep coming back year after year. I mean, the proof is in the money. Follow the money. If someone says, no, they just settling. No. You don't settle and then buy the game every damn year. You would just play some other shit. You'd be like, you know, fuck this. I'm not playing this game. I don't really put that much time into it. But people do. They play it. They love it. And we know it because we see the numbers. They constantly make a profit. They're always making money. People are spending $20 for operators, which are characters. You know, they're spending all this money for the other battle pass, weapon skins, and all that. They love it. It works for them. You know, it's no different than Fortnite. People are like, oh, there'll be a Fortnite kill. No, they won't. That's it. It's Fortnite for life. Just accept it. Hopefully you could create something similar to it. But, I mean, it's getting older. Look at Call of Duty. That started when we were younger. That was like, what, 2004?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and it's still going. We're still
Years old for
talking
me.
about it.
Yeah.
You see, that's what I'm saying. Where we go. We're still talking about it. And that's the kids that grew up playing Fortnite. They're still going to keep doing it. You see, you know, they're going to keep playing it. It's just, it's going to be just as ingrained as Call of Duty or an FC or Madden. You know, it's like, these are the go-tos. If we're 67 years old, someone's like, oh, you ever play that Call? Damn right it did.
You're still playing it, yeah.
You're still playing it. It's still relevant. So we'll see.
Yeah. So did anybody here in the panel get to check out Battlefield 6 or see anything about it?
Yeah.
I'm just curious to see how it performs. I mean, it's the type of game. I'm a little bit like Adam. I played some of the Bad Company, Battlefield 1, like all those types of games. I didn't play 5 though. But you know, it's something that I played in the past, and you know, if it lives up to the hype that people are bringing it up to be, because I'm seeing some of the numbers when it comes to Steam, and it's like, damn, a lot of people are playing this. Riku's playing this.
Damn. By the way, I also suspect that's why we don't have anybody really in the chat tonight, because dudes on Discord are playing this shit, our fans, you know? That's always that correlation. When we don't have a lot of people on, just because a big game just dropped or something, I respect it. Yeah, because I played, which Battlefield? I reviewed 2 Battlefields. I know one of them was the one you talked about, Adam, where you're like playing as 4 different people. I think it was the game before that I also
That's Battlefield 1, right? It's like,
yeah, Battlefield 1, yeah.
Was the one.
But there was also one before that I also played. But again, to me, and this is just shows my ignorance. I'm like, to me, it's just Call of Duty with a different name. It's the same shit, you know. It's like, I know that's going to sound really retarded, but again, I don't have knowledge of this stuff. So to me, I'm like, okay, realistic first-person military shooter. Okay, it's the same shit. So
yeah,
but I'm not the target audience, you know. I'm pretty sure somebody will look at fucking Street Fighter and Tekken, but I guess it's the same shit, even though they're way different. But if you're not familiar, I get it, you know.
Yeah, it's in those ways it's really similar, but like for people that play FPSs, Call of Duty, like Adam mentioned earlier, it's the fast-paced game. It's the Twitch game.
Yeah, I will say that Call of Duty definitely feels like an arcade game, you know. Battlefield is more like slower, methodical, you know. I'm really more talking about like the aesthetic and the gameplay. I'm like, okay, modern war, guns, you know.
What the hell?
Yeah, what the hell?
Sorry, I'm gonna put that on mute.
Oh, shout out to Gretchen. But no, yeah, Carlos, yeah, it is what Battlefield was it? It was a big one. It was like a huge fucking environment. I mean, I guess they're all like that. But that was like
last one. The last one had, well, they all have conquest. They all have conquest. That was the newer ones, at least. That's the big open world, and you have massive armies. But the problem is that once people figure out the strategies, and that's what I brought up in one area. I remember you spawn further out, you get your vehicles, you're getting to where the combat is, you hear all the shooting, all this stuff, but it's big skyscrapers, and a lot of the guys will get to the top and start sniping and catching people from a distance, and you're watching your buddies drop, and then when you die, you spawn all the way back out, and it was that whole thing. Yeah, you could try to spawn closer and stuff.
So, Tony, is it the one where you spawn in a jet and you have to fly into the place where everyone's fighting?
I think so. That sounds familiar.
Because I think that's either Battlefield 3 or 4. That because I'm pretty sure I don't know if you played it because of review or because you were playing it with torrents. Because
this was way after that. It was some Battlefield. I think it was whatever Battlefield was before Battlefield 1. I have to look this up. But I remember that was kind of like the gimmick, like this giant fucking field.
Then that must have been when they started making the big ones like that, because that wasn't always there. Before the early days, you just parachute in. Like you died, and then you see them like parachute down, and then you go and you start fighting. And then they changed it up, and then they added, and the big selling point was conquest. Yeah, if it's a big world, big fight. And it sounds great until you're doing all this traveling, trying to get to the action and stuff. It's like, and then Call of Duty was like, oh, well, you could do that. Warzone. And we'll just dump you in an urban environment. Tons of buildings and cars, and people can hide in different spots. And it's just chaos. You spawn in, there's a good chance you're going to get killed within a few seconds if you move.
Okay, I had it wrong. It was the one after it, Battlefield 5. I played Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5. I know that sounds weird. Or Battlefield 1, the number one, and Battlefield V.
Battlefield V, that was one that had all the issues with if you don't like it, don't buy it.
Yeah, I played that for a review as well. That was a preview. I didn't do a full review of that. Yeah, and then there was another one. Oh, okay. Battlefield 2040. The bad companies were I didn't play that. I didn't play 2042 though.
Yeah, that one was, if I remember right, that was just a DLC expansion. That was the expansion because a lot of people want that one. And you can't get it. At least on consoles, you can't. But that a lot of people like that one. They did.
What's going on, Fergus Mills, brother? Hey, Fergus, did you play Fergus? And I'm just like, because we need some experts here. Have you played the Battlefield 6 beta? And if you have, give us a detailed account because we don't have too many questions tonight. By the way, I'm going to throw this story in here. A little bit of a side note, but it's still related. So Battlefield 2042, right? EA wanted me to review it, but they wanted me to review it on a very specific rig. Like, can we send you a PC so you could review the game? I'm like, okay, sure. They sent this huge fucking crate to my crib in the projects back when I still lived there. They brought it in. It was crazy. And I was like, oh, it even came with a crowbar, bro. Like, it was a big wooden crate. I was like, oh, shit. Yeah, Fergus, please give us a detailed account because nobody on the panel has played the game and, we want to hear somebody's thoughts. Anyway, so I get this giant crate. And then I believe, who the fuck just did? Anyway, so.
Brett.
It was Brett. Now I lost track. Oh, yeah. So I'm like, damn, this PC, this huge fucking PC, right? And then like I hadn't set it up yet, and then within a few days later, they were like, the beta, because it was a beta test, the beta's been postponed. We'll keep you updated. I'm like, okay, that's fucking weird, So I didn't even play the game because they suspended the fucking game. In that time, so I was gonna do the preview for PC Mac at the time. I was freelancing, right? In that time, I got hired as a full-time writer for Tom's Guide. And I'm like, I can't review this thing anymore. So I called up EA. I'm like, hey, can you take this thing out? I don't need it anymore. Went through this whole rigmarole. Like, oh yeah, you have to bring it here. I'm like, I can't bring this shit. This thing weighs like 200 pounds. Like, oh, but we're not, because this is 2021 pandemic. Well, we're not allowed, to come into your apartment and take it because of. But I'm like, you guys brought it into my fucking apartment. What the hell are you talking about? Had to go through all this bullshit. Had to call like 3 different companies because one company refused to ship it. And it was so stupid. Finally got it out, but just hilarious because of that delay. I couldn't write it anymore. Crazy stuff, man.
Reminds me of the Cyberpunk, because remember that
Yeah.
they were sending people souped up rigs to review that one and doing the same deal. It's like, hey, they had got sent this super computer just to play it, that one game. So I mean, that's always a red flag. That's why I see it. If I have to have this special computer with this thing to play this to get the best possible experience, that's not how the majority of people are going to be playing this game. They're going to be playing on a console or something.
No, you're right. And the thing is, like, they sent me the minimum specs. My PC at the time was better than the minimum PC specs, but they still wanted me to play on this specific rig, It's stupid. Anyway, so we'll wait for Fergus's answer, but does anybody else here have any thoughts on Battlefield? I'm going to take that as a no. So we'll move on here. So that was a question from Eurocar. Now we also slipped in Syrian Air Force's question about can Call of Duty can the game compete? Oh, thank you, Fergus. He goes, the destruction finally seems to be what it was always said to be, blowing up all kinds of stuff, and it was still detailed. Okay, so Adam, that's good.
Yeah.
So Fergus,
we had that in Bad Company.
Yeah,
it was detailed. It was awesome.
So Fergus, would you say what you played lives up to the trailer? The gunplay felt decent. Like took notes from Destiny. That's interesting. That is interesting. Like, what does that mean? Anyway,
it's like Destiny with the shooting.
He says it felt like Destiny. Like he said, they took some notes.
What about Conquest? Did they change that up at all?
Yeah, he's probably typing right now.
Yeah,
but we yeah. I mean, you want to ask him stuff? Go ahead. We got a live one here.
Why they ask me all these questions? I came to hear them talk about this shit.
Nah, man, we're pulling you in, son.
Holy shit.
The resonate and the button timing felt like Destiny to me. That's interesting. Resonate, though, I don't know what that means. Maybe a Battlefield term or typo. Not sure. Anyway, let's get to Assyrian Air Force's other question. And remember, guys, in the chat, ask us questions. Otherwise, it's going to be a very short show. We only got 2 more questions left. Okay, this is a fun one. What was the first beta that you ever tried? He goes, his was the original Call of Duty Modern Warfare on Xbox 360. That was a game changer. So we'll go on a line here. Adam, what was the first beta you ever played?
Holy shit. Damn, I don't know. I want to say it was something on PC. Because I remember the consoles didn't do it at the time.
Yeah.
And I had what did it kind of, it was a home built 166 Intel MMX processor PC, and that was like a big deal because it could support games and stuff. And then I was just clicking on anything I can play because I was like, I want to see what this new computer, this processor can do. And I played a lot. I want to say this. It always just comes up in my head, so I'm just going to throw this at the Medal of Honor.
Another first-person shooting military game.
Yeah, another first-person, because that was big in first-person. It was a PC. You had the mouse, the arrow keys. It was designed for that. It was great. And I want to say it was that because I remember clicking on EA site, and there was no Steam at the time. You had to go through to developers. And it was like, oh, you want to get into this and play this early access and this whole thing? You have to get registered, like typical shit. And I registered. Sure enough, got the email, and I was like, oh shit, here we go. And then I was playing that with a bunch of people. I don't even think I had a headset for it. I had the computer mic, and I could just hear people. Or I just talked to them. I don't remember if I had a headset that worked for it. Maybe I did.
Was that at Yellow Rat Bastard?
Oh, no. Well, this was early on. We're talking, damn, maybe, I want to say maybe around 96, 97. Because I was also playing StarCraft at the time.
So that's 96 and 97. That's like when you were working at Software Etc. / GameStop, right?
Yeah. So it was around that time. Yep. It was definitely around that time. Because Yep. Because I remember at the time on the PC, besides that game, I was playing StarCraft. I was playing what you call it, Theme Hospital, which was really cool. Everyone getting sick and throwing up, and so remember that game? That was fun.
Yep.
You know, early days. But yeah, everything comes up, and I remember because then. Yes, it definitely was Medal of Honor, because then people were chatting and they were like, "What's your ICQ number?"
Oh shit!
Because they want to find other people to play, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, here's my ICQ number." Shit, back in the day, I knew that by heart, and I'm like, "Here we go," boop, boop, boop. And then I get the little flower and something, the bloop, 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 and then that was it. So then, whenever they wanted to play, if people were going to jump on, they would send a message, and when that game launched, jumped in, and then people started to do clan events, and they're like, "Yo, we're doing all tryouts." For people that want to join our clan and stuff, and it was the same thing. All ICQ, doo, doo, doo. You can send little event calendars and messages, accept it, and then it'll pop up and say, "Hey, reminder tomorrow. You got this Medal of Honor." So, yeah, that's what's coming up for me as my first experience with a beta.
All right, Manny, I'm going to go to you next because I suspect it may be the same one I played. Do you remember?
Which one would that be?
All right, because I looked it up.
Can I guess?
Yes.
Tony, what you're gonna say?
But because it's also the very first game I ever played online.
So I was gonna say, because this is the first one I can remember, but I'm pretty sure it's not the one. It's the Metal Gear Online beta.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
Yeah, because that was the first game I ever played online. I don't remember playing this beta, by the way, but I must have because I pre-ordered the game. So Manny, that is probably yours too.
Yeah, I don't have any. I mean, I've never. Very rarely have I ever played any sort of beta versions. I feel like in our modern era, yes, we've played a lot more betas than back then.
Yeah,
but
we must have played that. We must have played that.
Yeah, I mean, we must. I guess we played a Metal Gear Online. That was a pre-order bonus of some sort.
Yeah, if you pre-ordered the game, you could get access to it. And and I'm reading this. I do remember this. It was supposed to launch like on April 21st. Then it got delayed because the servers were being hit. Too crazy.
Yeah.
Yes, I do remember that. And then the other big one I remember. This was the year after almost. The Uncharted 2 multiplayer beta. I remember participating.
I do remember that more than I do remember the Metal Gear beta.
The Uncharted one I remember better, but yes, the Metal Gear one. So that was our first one because that was for me my very first game I ever played online. So yeah, that was it. But it took me a while. I'm like, what the fuck? Because I know, like you said, we've played a lot of recent betas, but back then, especially me and you, we don't really play a lot of multiplayer. I was like, what the fuck was it?
Not a whole lot of multiplayer. We played that. I think we played the co-op for one of the Uncharted games and stuff like that. But we never really touched a lot of the online.
Yes. As a matter of fact, yes, it all came back to me. Yes, I did play that multiplayer beta because I remember it was my first online experience, and this is literally how it went down. First 5 minutes, holy shit! Everybody's just running around shooting each other. This is crazy. 5 minutes afterwards, everyone's just running around shooting each other. This is boring. Like that's embedded in my mind, till this day.
That was the annoyance for me with that Metal Gear Online demo, because it wasn't a Metal Gear game. Like Metal Gear is about sneaky and craftiness and doing all kinds of stuff like that. This is just everybody blowing their heads off, and to be honest, that wasn't fun to me.
Yeah, and every other multiplayer has been like that ever since.
The only reason why I even played that stupid multiplayer was just so that I could get the stupid extra trophy stuff.
Yeah, that's what I did too. All right, we'll move on. Brett, are you available, sir? Because he's muted right now. There he is.
Yes, I am.
Do you remember the first online beta you ever tried?
I'm trying to remember. Okay, so digging way back, Ultima Online.
Ooh.
I played Ultima Online pretty early when it came out, and there was a point in which because it PvE, PvP, just free for all, full loot, just complete anarchy, right? And then at some point, they divided the servers into shards. Instead of one big server, they divided into shards and kind of did like a PvP world, which was just absolutely like a destroyed hellscape version of the regular world. And then the regular one where you had to be flagged for PvP to play it. And I remember opting in early to that. I don't know if that counts, though. So just in case it doesn't, I was there for the original WoW beta.
Wow. See, by the way, when I came to this question, Brett, I was like, I know Brett's going to hit me with some good stuff. You did not disappoint. You know, some deep cuts there. Good stuff.
I've been playing MMO since back in the old days.
Good stuff.
Since the before times.
The before
Don't cite the old magic to me.
Oh, man. All right, Carlos, what about you? Do you remember the first beta you tried?
Well, Metal Gear Online is one of the ones I remember. I also remember Halo 3.
Excuse me?
But before that, I'm struggling trying to think what else it was. I'm pretty sure I played another beta. I just can't remember. So I'll go with Halo 3. You know, had to get Crackdown to play it, but I think everyone that was that big of a Halo fan back then did it. Yeah, but before that, I can't recall anything else.
Yeah. All right, Chris, do you remember the first game you played beta?
I don't know if it was the first. I played Counter-Strike beta, but that was way back in 2000.
Oh, wow.
And
That's a deep cut.
There was a leaked version of the original Quake. I don't know. It wasn't it was like beta 3 or beta 2, or I don't remember. I know it leaked, and I tried that one. But I wouldn't count it because it was leaked. Basically, it's like a bootleg. I did the beta of Warcraft 3.
Oh, wow. Real old school.
Yeah, because I played Warcraft since the original one.
Here we
I played
go.
the first one, second one. Yeah. So I did enjoy it, except the heroes
man.
thing really threw me off in that one. I wasn't used to that, but yeah, I tried that one. That was. I'm an old man. Like it's like 2000 is like old, or 2002, whenever that came out. Back in my day.
Like you were.
Oh, man. Right. Rich, do you remember the first online beta you played?
Yes. Well, first and foremost, I have a few comments to make.
Uh-oh.
Let me start by saying very disappointed with Carlos's answer because I expected him to say Concord. Yeah.
The butter game.
Absolutely.
Ooh, two
I thought it was gonna be Love
hot
Nikki.
games.
Yes. Secondly, I'm surprised no one said this. Well, maybe I'm the only one that experienced this. Cyberpunk 2077, because
Wait, was
when
that your
game
first one?
came out. No, yeah, yes.
Beta.
Well, no. I'm saying I'm surprised no one mentioned that because if you played that game when it came to console, when it wasn't supposed to come to console, you pretty much were testing it.
That was a beta.
I see.
Yeah.
That's a beta with an asterisk. You gotta
See,
put an
Rich's
asterisk.
jokes are too smart for us dumbasses.
No, I see the problem here. Rich heard worst beta.
Yeah.
It was first beta.
Yeah.
Now there it goes. There, that's it.
Oh,
There,
man.
no, that's exactly what it is. But no, my real answer is Halo Reach.
Oh.
And by the way,
Oh.
that was the last good Halo game. Shout out to 343. Yes.
Didn't they come with one of the games? Wasn't that if you pre-ordered one of the games? Was it Halo 3? It was something you pre-ordered and you got that. It was sort of like what they did with Crackdown.
Was it
Was,
ODST?
Yeah.
Am I?
Maybe it was ODST.
I think it was ODST. Yeah.
It was like, oh, if you pre-order this, then you'll get this code, and then you can install it and play it early. Beta.
Yeah. All right, that was good. Any other notable betas you guys have played over the years?
Every game we play now.
It's all notable. I mean,
game,
yeah.
every time I boot up a game, it's like, oh, there's a new update. Every time there's an update, that tells me the shit's not finished. You gotta keep updating it.
Yeah, every game's a beta now.
I have a question.
Uh-oh.
So when we, and this is something that I just don't remember. When we played Metal Gear Survive, was that the full game or was that a beta?
That was a beta
remember.
too. That was a beta
That
too.
was a beta, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we wouldn't pay money for that trash.
Oh,
Nobody did. That's why they don't. I think they turned. Yeah, is that still on? I don't know if it's on anymore.
no.
I remember the Monster Hunter World beta was hype when we played that.
Oh yeah,
That was good.
Yeah, that was.
the beta.
Yeah. Oh man.
I want to look up. I don't know the answer to this, but this could be a quick question. It's like, what beta came out and it was so bad that they just scrapped the game from the beta reception? You know,
I've
it's
never.
like,
Has
I'm
that
sure
ever
there's
happened?
one. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I gotta look that up, but I'm sure
I mean,
there's
they still
gotta be
release
one where it's
Concord.
Like,
Yeah,
they still
Concord.
release it.
That's the answer.
They released
But
it.
the
yeah.
beta sucked. The beta sucked.
No, the beta did not sell it.
Oh, but yeah, no.
No. But I mean, like sometimes a beta. What I'm saying is, a beta comes out.
Wouldn't that be
it's like, oh,
metaphor?
wow, and it's so
shit.
shitty that they were like, and they're like, all right, we're gonna fix this.
Marathon,
game,
you
and then they just
mean
scrap it.
Brett? Marathon.
Marathon. There
Yeah,
we
I
go.
think
They
there's.
did
I
that,
think
the
that's
beta
the
didn't come
answer.
out?
No, they delayed it. They're like, okay, we got to put this one back in the oven. You know.
Delayed
Okay,
it.
all right.
Yeah.
That shit
They
ain't
delayed
coming
that
out.
shit like deep down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like when every politician says, "Yeah, we're putting our campaign on hold." I'm like, for what? You're gone. What do you mean on hold? What, you're gonna come back in a month?
Yeah, right.
No, it's over. Election's over. You don't say we're gonna halt the campaign at this time. No, it's over. Just say you backed out. It's over.
Yeah. No, I think
Tony.
Marathon's the answer. Yeah. What's up?
Does PT count?
Oh,
But that was just a
No,
demo.
PT was too good for this.
It was
world.
too good, you know.
They sent that to space so the Martians could play it, and they were like, "Yo, is this what they're playing on?"
Damn. Yo, by the way, check out what Fergus says. Twisted Metal Black on my PS2 was my first beta. My net zero internet was working so hard to connect to matches. I was on net zero hard back in the day, bro, because it was
I had
it was
the hacked
free.
version. I had the hacked version that got rid of that ad,
Oh,
the whole
shit.
ad bar and stuff. It was
Mhm. I had to
gone.
deal with that shit.
But it's funny he brings
Nah,
up
bro,
Twisted
you-
Metal because you see,
What's
I
up?
submitted a question also for Twisted Metal.
Yeah, what's up, Brett?
Nah, bro, you just went through those AOL discs like they were candy at a parade.
Yeah, oh, that's also true. Yeah. Oh
Shoot,
man,
everybody.
net zero
Prodigy,
man.
send me
Get
a free
it.
camera.
I would get on that shit like at midnight when I know the phone isn't gonna ring. You know, take all night to download one MP3. That's it. You know.
It was star 70 or something you could put where it would if someone called, it would block them. It wouldn't interrupt.
Yeah.
So you can have it where you could stay online. You'd have to worry if somebody
Oh shit.
put you off
you,
online.
Adam, you realize like 80% of people listening don't know what you just said.
Yeah, right. They don't know.
Like, what the?
Like what the fuck?
Shoot, man! I
Fucking-
remember I had a long ass RJ11. That's the
Yeah.
phone, and I had that from the kitchen because that's where the phone drop was to my computer in the
Yep.
bedroom. Remember that? It was like there's
Yeah.
a string that across.
Yeah, I mean that was me, where I had this long
Yeah.
cable that went from around the corner. Yeah,
That was how we had to do it back then. There was no Wi-Fi.
That was
we
where
were
that-
always
that
being
was.
lied to. We were lied to even
love-
then because they were. Remember the U.S. Robotics 56K modem? We never went 56K speed. Like I had to dig
No.
up online. Like I'm never hitting that number. It's like you never will. But how could they get away with putting that? Oh, you need like a gold tipped end to end. So by that you could get it. Who has that? Well, you don't, but somebody does, and they're getting 50K. I was like, that's false advertisement. That was bullshit.
Yeah, we're gonna
Bro,
say
well,
Brett.
that's most
somewhere
internet.
there's-
Even that's most of the internet. Even now, like you're not getting. They say up
No.
to, but you're really not ever.
Well, that's why
getting
they say
the
they use
maximum
colorful words
speed.
like boost, max, hyperspeed internet. What the hell's hyperspeed? What is that? What's a boost number? Can you put that in number form? No, we can't.
They used to throw out numbers on those modems all the time. V34, V fast class, all this shit. Yeah, and then it's like, oh well, you don't have V34, so you're not hitting this speed. You're at 14.4.
Yeah, what were you gonna say, Brett?
You guys know that there's some random ass fucking Zoomer listening right now, being like, "Damn, fam, I think all these unks is having a stroke right now."
Yeah, all like what, I understand the individual words they're saying, but those sentences make no sense.
We're just talking in code.
Yeah, right.
Right. Shout out to 2600, the Hacker Quarterly. And I used to get that magazine. That's fucking gone.
Oh,
But
man.
yeah, it was a different time.
Different
One of the
time.
cool things that I learned right toward the end of they faded out, it was like when the Metro card came out and they figured out ways of bending it in certain points so that way you can get more money out of it.
Yeah.
And they had a little diagram. I was like, if you bend the back tip just at the right point, and you had a little crease, then you get $10. You know, so I was like, I did it a few times and it would work. So those are the days.
Oh, by the way, real quick, something else Fergus said about Battlefield. In general, it gave the Battlefield 4 feeling of having fun that it was that I never had on the last 2 games. So hey, he likes it, more than the last 2 games.
Yeah, if it can reactivate the Battlefield audience, because there is people those games you can still play the old ones on Steam. I don't know about the consoles, but if you look on Steam, people are still playing 1, 5, and the other one. The servers are still up. They're still playing, and you could host your own server if I remember right. So people are still playing those games. There's an audience for it. It's just I hate when people are like, oh, it's gonna be just like Call of Duty. It's not gonna get to those numbers, but it'll be there. I mean, we still got that 8-bit war or whatever. That's a big hit.
Yeah.
Or something like that. That people love that one. It doesn't look as great, but it's fun. Running around shooting. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. All right, here we go. The final question of the night. Also from a Syrian Air
I put
Force.
in a question.
Did you?
A question though.
Where is it?
In our chat, and it's in the Discord chat.
Oh, let me see.
I'll read it.
See,
So we'll read that after this one.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Okay, which of these studios will no longer be around in 5 years? Turn 10, BioWare, or Bungie? Just a correction, Turn 10 is actually still around. Those reports that it got disbanded, not entirely true, but it was gutted. It was 50% of them are gone. I want to say BioWare.
Straight up. BioWare.
It's already gone now.
Probably Mass Effect. The new Mass Effect team absorbed a good chunk of the Dragon Age team. The shit's cooked. It's over. It's over, son.
I think guaranteed is Bungie, right? I mean, Sony made that announcement that they're merging it into PlayStation Studios.
Yeah.
Bungie's going to be gone. That's definitely happening.
Yeah. By the way, my answer was, because the question is which of these 3 studios will be shut down, Turn 10, BioWare, or Bungie? My answer is yes.
That's actually probably
all of them.
All of them. I don't think they're all gonna. In 5 years, none of these are gonna exist.
None of them. Yeah,
but I agree with that. BioWare is BioWare by name, right? Everybody that was part of that made it what
they're gone
is gone. They've all been gone long time ago, all doing other shit. So Bungie, poor management. They kept saying, "Oh, we want to be independent." Oh, okay. So Microsoft say, "Hey, go do your own thing." We sold to Activision. And they're like, no, we want independent. We'll be independent. We sold to Sony.
Hey, I don't think you guys understand what independent means.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, we got 10 cents. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? And now look, it's too much.
Shout out to Fergus.
Yeah,
he asked the question too. Yeah, go ahead, Brett.
The skinwalkers over at BioWare have proven that they can't even pretend to make a game that even falls in line with their previous catalog. Like they I don't know how to stress this enough. Like, they didn't make a bad Dragon Age game. They didn't even make a Dragon Age game. They made some sort of abortion and called it a Dragon Age game, right? Like, that shit doesn't even qualify as, like, a poor... Like, Dragon Age 2 was a kind of Dragon Age game. It was still good. They pushed that shit out in, like, 8 months, right? Like, that shit was undercooked as fuck. Like, so when I say, like, they can't even walk in the footsteps of their old game without embarrassing themselves. To me, that's just like, I don't know, like you can like Robert Jordan died, right? Brandon Sanderson stepped in. Brandon Sanderson took 3 books to finish Robert Jordan's 1 book to finish the Wheel of Time series, right? Brandon Sanderson's a hell of a writer. He's not Robert Jordan, but he's still a hell of a writer. I cannot say the same for anybody at Dragon Age who has stepped in to fill the shoes of great men. Right? This is like 5-year-olds walking around in their dad's flip flops and shit.
Yeah.
Like it's ridiculous.
Bunch of hacks. I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. All right, let's move on. You could read Adam's question, Carlos.
I have a question.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this is by my bad. This next question was submitted by Adam, aka the TV Terminal. I have a question. With the success of Twisted Metal show on Peacock, which is now on season 2, do you think it's time for a new Twisted Metal game?
Who's gonna?
Where's
make
David
it?
Jaffe?
Yeah, where's David Jaffe?
I'll start this answer. I'll answer this right now and just say
no.
I'll just say no. Only because what makes the show so successful, so fun, is not even the Twisted Metal aspect of the cards and stuff. It's the crazy characters. It's a kooky story. If they bring back Twisted Metal, it has to be like the show. It can't be like the game of just a destruction derby type of thing with weapons. Because that's not what's selling this show. The selling show is crazy characters, a dynamic, hearing Sweet Tooth talk and get crazy and do all the dumb stuff. Him and John Doe and Quiet. It's a lot of colorful characters, and that's not what the game was about. Yeah, you had the little file cards for the racers. Remember the one dude that had his hand stuck on the wheels? Axel, he's in this season now, and you see him rolling around and doing something. It's crazy, but then to hear him talk and tell his life story is even crazier. So if we made a new Twisted Metal, it wouldn't be from the Twisted Metal that we know of old. It would have to be based off the show. It would have to go reverse.
So would it be like a Telltale game or something? Is that what it would have to be?
And it could go down that road if they wanted to, but I could have saw a Telltale pulling this off, but if not, then just a third person adventure game, and in some combat, because there's fighting, there's shooting, like for the people outside of the vehicles. There's a lot of that in storytelling, so they could definitely incorporate both parts and make it a third person action adventure game. Twisted Metal, but not from what we know. And that's it. Because man, this show, when I first heard about this show, I'm like, this isn't going to really work. I don't see how this works. It's going to be a one-off, right? You go into there, you think, then what? No, but they added so much character to the characters that it's like, wow, I want to see what happens to this character, this and that, and who's mixing up and where, and how does it. And now it is, we're even halfway through, and now they're getting to what we know of Twisted Metal with the battles of the cards. That's just starting to happen, and we're halfway through season 2. So it's fun, but the thing is that it wouldn't be the Twisted Metal that people would know. And you know what? It probably doesn't even matter, because it's only us, the oldest. I'm sure a lot of younger people that watch probably they probably think that the Twisted Metal game is based off the show. They probably think, oh, the show, that's probably what you did in the game. There was none of that. It was just pick your card, do whatever, and then fight.
Do let me ask you this.
Uh-oh.
How would you feel about the way Monster Hunter does like skins and special bows and stuff like that? How would you feel about some like a Twisted Metal in a GTA Online, whether it be 5 or 6? Like you get skins for your favorite characters.
I could see that, but you brought up with the GTA. Remember, GTA had their version of Twisted Metal, and remember, it was like a DLC. And you went into like the race area and you put money down, you can bet, and then you can soup up your car. And it was like a Twisted Metal in the arena, though. Do you remember that? It's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So many goddamn updates that fucking thing.
Yeah, there's so many updates, but they made one where it was like within and it had its own story and all this stuff. You could put money, try to soup up your car, and do battles and all that stuff. And whenever you needed money, you could always enter and hopefully win. And you go against the NPCs or real players, do that type of thing. So they've tried it. It's just, that's the thing. If they brought it back now, it needs more. We see people bitching if they take even multiplayer that they never play out of a game. So this type of game, Twisted Metal, would need And you would need like what we're seeing in the show. You need more context, story, maybe jump in and out of characters, craziness happening in their life, gunfights, shooting, whatever their backstory, then leading to the big event. Maybe they'll sprinkle side events where you try to work your way up to it. But it's just different. And I just bring it up because, I'm watching it and I'm like, man, it's entertaining. Is it Twisted Metal that I know? No, it's not. Yeah, it's got the characters and stuff, but they're not portraying the same way. It's bringing life to them. That we didn't see any of this shit, back in the day. It was just like, oh, you see a little splash screen. Here's a description of the guy, the car. You want this one? Yeah, okay, here we. Did we know all the shit about Sweet Tooth? Fire, packed with the devil and stuff. I don't remember hearing all that, but it's here. It's good. It's good. So I don't know. I think if it does come out, it's not going to be the Twisted Metal that we know. But then again, we're old. The young generation never had that Twisted Metal at all. We haven't seen any remasters of any of that. What was the last one? Twisted Metal Black?
I think that was the last one, yeah.
PS3, right? Yeah. PS3, and that's it. I mean, I think a lot of them are backward compatible, but they're not new. They haven't rehashed or decided. I mean, hell, when people talk about remasters, that shit doesn't even come up. When you start thinking about remaster for games, old people think of Paradise City, which we eventually got. They think of those type of games. You never hear everybody put up an argument for a Twisted Metal, but yet here it is. All these years later, we got a TV show about this IP that's not even relevant anymore.
Yeah,
and it's doing a good job. It's doing it. So,
yeah. Anybody else have any thoughts on the Twisted Metal show?
I'm quite surprised it's not being covered enough on the TV terminal. Such a
my thing is like I thought the show, because Adam, I know you like it, but I thought the show was like pretty much like a dud. Like nobody liked that. So I've never seen any. This is the first time I'm hearing anything positive about the show. All I hear is that it's absolute trash.
It's good. It's funny. It's got a lot of funny humor in it. A lot of crazy action, special effects. It's got production behind it. It's good. The thing is, I didn't have time because when they dropped it, they dropped to like 3 episodes day one, and I hate that. I hate that. Oh, and we're already covering Revival and Chief of War and Dexter. It's too much. Rich knows because they sent me all of it. They're like, "Hey, cover it." I don't got time for this. I'm like, "Rich, you got time?" Rich was like, "I don't got fucking time. I need first season." And I'm like, "Then we're done. We can't do it."
Rich is like, "I ain't got no time. I got to play Concord."
He's like, Concord still taking up half my time. So we had no time for it. But the truth is, if I had the time, I really would have, because it is fun. And it's not that hard for watch. It's like 30-minute episodes. So they're not that long. You could just jump in, jump out. And it's mindless fun. It's crazy. A lot of the stuff, the shit that they do, the shit that they say is like, wow, I guess you would think it's something like you would see on they push the envelope, and I guess that's what streaming is at this point, right? We have to assume that it's all like the Netflix and stuff. It's like there's no warning labels. Or should kids be watching this? I don't see it. Remember when we see like the M for mature stuff? I don't see that. And
it's always at the beginning. They have
it's always been all right. So then I gotta take a look, because I'm not
like top corner, like top right.
Well, it's definitely for mature audiences. The shit that happens in here, it's out there, but it's like it's funny out there. It's like, oh, okay, that's creepy. And it keeps you wanting to see more because it's so over the.
Yeah. Fergus Mill says Adam just likes the show because a wrestler plays Sweet Tooth.
Oh, he's talking about Samoa Joe. He doesn't even talk. It's Arnett. Will
and
Arnett
does the voice.
Yeah, Will Arnett's the voice.
Yeah, Will Arnett
so
does
weird.
the voice. It is weird because every time I watch him on scene, I'm like, is he hearing his voice in the head so that way animations? Like who's miming who?
No, he's
Will Arnett's probably.
It would be. No, he's not. Will Arnett's doing it after. He's not doing it before.
Oh, okay. Well,
In fact, during an interview, if you saw Chris Van Vliet's interview with Samoa Joe, he talks about it where he's literally doing he says he's doing the voice, and like a lot of the actors actually like the way he does the voice, but they're like, they're just a little bit disappointed that his voice gets replaced over. So yeah, but it is
I
what
didn't
it is.
understand that. He's very well spoken, Samoa Joe. He can definitely pull it, and he does great promos. So I was surprised when he first got cast, and yeah, he's the cast for the body, but not the voice. Like that's weird. But
I think it was
so
just
that's
trying to
how it
put
works.
names in it.
Yeah, exactly. But I guess so that's what it is. So the characters, the actors are hearing the dialogue come from him, but then Will Arnett has to go in the studio almost like an animation movie type thing and do all the colorful language for it. But it's good. It's good. A lot of fun action. Oh man, I'm trying to think of something that I can relate it to that. It sort of reminds me of the way it's filmed, like the Evil Dead show that was on Showtime.
Yeah.
Like that type of thing, like with the humor, the fast cuts, the dialogue that's coming out of nowhere, see shit and stuff. It's cool. It's fun. It's a fun watch. Don't take it too serious. Good watch. But
I like the Evil Dead thing. That was a good show. Yeah, I had to go back and watch it twice. First time I watched it, I was like, it feels a little campy. Then I went back and watched some Raimi stuff, and then came back to it, and I was like, okay, there we go. Just gotta go watch it. Go watch Evil Dead 2, and then lead it into the series.
Yeah, you gotta put your mind in a certain mode, and be like, all right, if I see it under this light, this is perfectly fine. This is it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tony, I don't know if you saw. I threw one in there.
Oh, can you read it, Carlos?
I'd be happy to read it.
Okay, go ahead, please. Yeah.
Because I kind of typed it backwards. So recently, Microsoft responded to how everybody is saying Game Pass is unfeasible by saying that live service games are a bigger threat to the industry because they take over 50% of gaming hours before any other games have ever been played. And I wanted to ask this to you guys especially, because I know before Carlos and Rich jump off into Concord and Redfall, you guys spent at least half your time in Love Nikki. So, thoughts?
Wait, so what's the question?
Yeah. What is everybody's thoughts on how Microsoft pointed out? Basically, everybody says Game Pass is unfeasible, right? That's a big line in the industry. Microsoft recently pointed out that live service games are a bigger threat to the industry because they take over 50% of gaming hours before any games have even sold. And I linked you guys to the article. In case
So you just want our thoughts on that?
Yeah. Do you think that that live service games are a bigger threat to the industry than Game Pass is? Or do you think that's Microsoft's just blowing smoke up people's asses?
I'm going to be first. Let me be first.
Yeah, go ahead. It's all you.
I want to be first because we've heard this before from the film industry when Netflix started doing the streaming with movies. This is going to kill movie sales. No one's going to want to buy anything if they could also. We saw this with music, Spotify and all these others. If you could stream it all, it's going to kill the stores. And the answer is yes to all of that. Right? We don't have music stores anymore. No one really buys. It's a collector thing if you buy Blu-rays and do that. It's no longer like dedicated shops and stuff. But this is the way people like to consume their content. This is it. This is what they come to expect. We see it with books, audio books, regular books. Everything has a service. People expect a service to be tied in to any form of media that they consume. We see it with newspapers now, magazines, everything. You go and buy a physical. Nope. Now you do a subscription. $10 a month. You get all these magazines, whatever, Apple News, whatever, stupid feed. Everything has a service. Is it hurting the market? Yeah, at some point. Yeah, some of it. But then you have to figure out ways to tweak it to benefit and make new money. Like what was it? A lot of artists that are on Spotify, for example. The higher ones don't give a shit. They get a big money up front. The lower ones say, well, there's no more music stores. So people can't just go for the discovery in person and ask the clerk, what's the new metal album that's out local? That's not there anymore. So they need the Spotify, but they use that to hype up live events because now it's tied in with merch and live events. So if you do get lucky enough, discovery feed, hopefully they can click on live event. They can go to your show. They can get that money, get that, buy the merch, do the whole thing. You have to figure out tweaks. And I think the same thing has the streaming for the games. It's like Game Pass, if it wasn't Microsoft doing it, somebody else was going to do it. They weren't the first to do it. Remember, was it On Live? Remember that with the whole game things? There's others that have done it. that have tried it. Some are still going, and no one gives a shit about them, but they're still relevant. They play old shit. You know, someone was going to do it. And now that they did it, and some people want to bitch, it's on what side of the fence? Because then you got the big studios, sort of like the Spotify thing. They're like, "Oh, I can't believe you put your game there." Well, so yeah, why not? I'll do it, and it's only for a certain amount of time. It's not for life. I didn't just sign off my life to it. This game is going to be the Red Dead Redemption 2. It'll be there for like 4 months. There you go. But we got like a few $1 million up front that we could use toward production or something else. But then on the lower end, doesn't make the sales. They were like, "Oh, we didn't sell a lot," but you get exposure because you're on this service that has millions of people that have subscribed. So it's one of those catch-22. It's a balancing act for everything. It's not a one-size-fits-all. You can't just throw in one blanket. This is bad for the industry. It's good for the industry. It depends on where you are in that spectrum for it. So it's just like the movies, just like the music. They're all in the same boat. This same system applies. This is not an original idea. It was done before. People with deep pockets that are pulling this one off.
Yeah. So, I mean, I kind of let you go on, but I don't think you answered the question correctly. Adam, the question is, because we talked about this earlier. Are games that are just sucking up everybody's playtime, like Fortnites, like Call of Duties and all that, are they actually hurting the industry more than Game Pass?
I thought he was saying that they were saying Game Pass, and that he was diverting and saying, no, live service games are hurting the gaming industry, not us.
That was Microsoft. That was Microsoft's
yeah, that's Microsoft.
Microsoft's response.
And I'm actually, here's the thing. I understand why people would want to say, "Oh, Microsoft's just trying to divert." I actually think that's a great point, right? Because think about it, we just said at the top of the show, right? Battlefield will not do well because Call of Duty is already there, sucking up all that time. Whatever competitor is going to come around is not going to do well against Fortnite because Fortnite's already there. So I do think that is an actual threat. You know, these games, FC will always be there. Konami's efforts will not do shit. So I actually do think it's a good point that Microsoft's bringing up. And it's something we don't talk about as an industry. It's like, hey, if we only have 6 games eating up everybody's time, how the hell is any other game going to be able to rise up, you know?
And those big games are free. Fortnite's free. Fall Guy is still relevant. People love it. Free. You know, these are some big boys that are free. So when someone comes to family or whatever, and it's like, "Oh, I want to buy what's that other game that everyone's playing?" So Fortnite, it's how much that's free. I can play that. Go with that. Because it's just at a low cost of free.
Yeah, then there's other stuff like Roblox and stuff. And just,
Roblox free.
You know, free, yeah. So, yeah, no, I do think that is a threat. I do, you know, because other games can't come up. And I don't know the solution to it. Go ahead, Carlos.
Yeah, this is what Microsoft just did is the equivalent of the Dave Chappelle spilling the water meme. It's like he's diverting the conversation.
You think they are, but you don't think they have a point though? I think they have a point. I think they have a point.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's absolutely right. I mean, I think live service games might be one of the biggest cancers to video games.
I agree.
It's something that stalls innovation, leaves complacency, makes people just give a formula for folks and creatives to be made by, you know, upper level management where they get to dictate the terms of what video games are because they see all the money flying into all these types of games, and they're like, "Oh, well, why don't we just make our live service games?" Or as the wise Grim Reaper once did, it's like, "Why don't we do 20? Let's buy a studio that does live service games. Concord's going to be great." So it's something that has impacted the industry as a whole, and I, you know, the filling hours thing is one part. I feel like the monetization or the squeezing of every single cent from your consumers as possible, you know, as a service is one of the biggest issues.
Yeah, no, well said. Yeah, that's pretty much why they're a threat. But yeah, my main thing is like they just squeeze out everybody else, which is not good. And like you said, it's just stifles innovation. It's like, what's the point? Just keep doing the same shit.
Also owns one of those, Warzone. That's a free to play.
Yeah,
Call
that
of
is.
Duty.
Yeah,
And that's doing its thing. So they can't throw too much shade at all the other ones. Like, yo, you got the biggest first person free one out there right now.
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. What about the rest of you guys? Have any thoughts on live service games if they're a threat?
I have a quick comment to make on this. I think Carlos said it best, so I'm going to edit what he said. They kill budgets and they kill studios because these other studios are trying to recreate that magic that you see in Fortnite. That's I'm sure Adam would say that is without a doubt the game of the year, Fortnite.
Every year.
Yeah, but there's all these other studios. They see this. They're trying to replicate that success. So they decide, let's come up with a game like Hardcore that we can sell to Carlos, and then it's a flop. And meanwhile, when the studio was closed, that money could have went to resources to make a game people actually want to play. So yes, it is a cancer to the entire industry.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one.
What
happened to focus groups?
Yeah, that's what it is. 2 or 3 games suck up the oxygen for everything else.
Jeez. Also, I will see you guys on Love Nikki later tonight, right?
What happened now?
Oh,
I said I will catch you, Rich, Chris. I will catch you guys on Love Nikki tonight, right?
Love making tonight. He's making.
Love Nikki, the video game. I'm kidding.
That joke went completely over my head.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, man.
You guys don't know about that weird ass fucking girl gotcha game that came out?
No. What the fuck?
I hear about this.
I was like, Love Mickey. What the fuck are you talking about?
I guess it's like it's like a cozy life sim thing or something like that. They got gotcha games for girls now.
Oh boy, like Mickey Mouse.
No, Nikki.
Oh, Nikki. Okay.
Nikki.
Okay, here we go. It's a mobile game.
Oh yeah. Okay. I know.
It was a mobile game. They just came out with a gotcha game.
Oh boy. I mean, oh boy. I mean, mobile could be gotcha too, but there it is. Why am I not surprised? It looks exactly like I imagined.
Yep.
Oh man. All right, that was an excellent question.
That's some live. That's some live service girl boss shit right there.
Yeah, man. Game of the year. All right, that was a great question. All right, let's wrap it up with two Fergus Mills questions, Brett. Now we've been asked this one before, but since we are trying to fill up time, we'll answer it again. What is your favorite video game magazine that you read back in the day?
Video Game Time.
Shout out to Torrance.
Video Game Time.
Back in the day, Nintendo Power.
The most generic sounding name ever. Video Games Magazine.
Yeah, it's funny. No, I was again. I've said this before. I was always partial to the Game Fan. I really liked them. EGM was good too.
Yeah, I had
Game Fan was were assholes. Fuck Game Fan.
No, wasn't Game Fan the one with Jen in it?
No, no. Oh, excuse me. Game Pro was the one.
Game Fan. Yeah,
Game Fan was cool.
Yeah, I'm talking about Game
Fan.
Fan.
Cool.
Yeah.
And the mascot, the guy had the TV head.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
The artist that drew that stuff. He actually went on to work in special effects.
Oh, really?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, he worked at like Stan Winston's studio and stuff like that. The guy who did all those crazy airbrush covers. His name is
was it PSM Manny that had the Joe Madureira covers?
PSM was the one that hired comic book artists to do the covers and interior art of it.
Yeah, that was good.
That was the cool one.
You know what I didn't like about GamePro? I didn't like their paper stock. It was too cheap to me.
It was too cheap, and then again, like their scale was stupid.
Yeah,
their little faces.
Yeah, I remember
they had like half scales. Like they had like 1.5, and it's like a slightly happier face. Like Like it was so stupid.
Yeah. I also like Next Gen because like they had really nice paper stock. I think they literally had like 7 issues.
That was a British magazine.
Yeah, it was.
They put some serious shit on that one.
Yeah. This magazine didn't live very long either because the console didn't. But I really enjoyed Dreamcast magazine. That was the one magazine I always read from front to back. I'm
not downstairs. Next time I'm actually downstairs in my den, I'll show it off. But I think I'm pretty sure it's the #1 issue framed.
Ooh.
Video game den.
Oh, Fergus says, "What is your?" He wants us to be more specific. He wants individual issues. That I can't fucking remember. Come on, bro. We're old.
And the only thing I and the triggers, and maybe for everybody, maybe Chris, Nintendo Power, because that was such a big deal.
I said that.
Yeah, he did say that.
What I'm
Yeah.
saying. That's
He wasn't
the
paying
only thing I
attention.
I still have mine.
Yeah,
Listening.
I still have mine.
no, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Chris said it. It's a
No.
Nintendo. That's the only thing I could think of because that came to the house. That actually was relevant to almost every game that I had in my collection because they were showing tips and tricks. I remember the Zelda guide that they had, the little map thing. They also did one for Metal Gear and stuff.
All right, I'll give Fergus Mills an issue. I couldn't figure out. There was this place in Castlevania 2 where I got stuck. You get to this cliff wall and you can't get through it. It was Nintendo Power that actually told you had to hold this crystal in your hand and kneel at the wall until this tornado comes and pulls Simon Belmont through the cliff.
Oh shit!
Right? If you didn't read it, you wouldn't know. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do here? It's just a dead end.
It's the Nintendo tours.
That is crazy. They did that on purpose so that way you would look it up or call that hotline. Remember the
Yeah,
Nintendo
you needed it.
hotline?
Oh, yeah, the 900 number. Yeah.
Yep, the 900 number. There was probably a lot of those. Oh man, that was. I remember going to a Forbidden Planet that was down in near 14th Street, the big one when they had the 2 floors, and just going through it and looking through the magazine before they started bagging them. Because
that's right,
I spent all this money, so then I just skimmed through to go through the tips and tricks sections and stuff, and just to see what I can get. Because then eventually, all of them started coming in little baggies. Remember?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you had to buy it if you wanted to see inside.
Yeah. By the way, so what the hell is that? It's like sounds like snoring or something.
Yeah, my dog's probably snoring.
Okay, shout out to Brett's dog. All right. Okay,
that's a Roxy.
Yeah, that's
fine.
fine.
I got the mic. Any y'all read Game Now and how much they just constantly like
Game Now?
Their yeah.
Not familiar with that one.
I was trying to go back and look at which one it was. Apparently, it was a spinoff of EGM. I got fucking like a lot of them, but you guys might be able to help me. That's like, do you remember which one, or was it just all of them that like relentlessly roasted their own fan letter service? Or section.
Was that Game Pro? Because they were assholes. They may have been them, but I maybe it wasn't. But I know what you're talking about. Like, damn, he was roasting the fans. By the way, Jeffrey said in the chat says Game Fan had the best import section. I became a Fire Pro wrestling fan because of it. That's what's up.
Yeah, had some dope import. That was
which magazine was glossy? I remember there was one that had. I'm like, holy shit, this looks fancy.
Glossy garbage paper or glossy good paper?
I wanted maybe good because I remember the front was like a matte. It was kind of thick, the covers and the back.
Well, I know. Next Gen had really thick covers, but they weren't glossy. By the way, there was this one. It's been about one issue. I don't remember which magazine this was, but it was like a fighting game special. And I remember reading that like crazy because they gave you all the moves for, Killer Instinct, Soul Edge, fucking Primal Rage. Like they had a couple of more notable stuff, but they really went deep into the kind of quote unquote the poverty fighters, if you will. But it was like an offshoot magazine. It wasn't a main magazine. It was like an offshoot, and till this day, I still remember reading it, but I don't remember what the hell it was an offshoot for. I don't think it was tips and tricks. It was like even small too. It was like 20 pages total. But that's how I learned about Killer Instinct and Balls 3D and shit like that. If you remember, but yeah, man, game magazines were dope. Obviously, the internet just made them irrelevant because it's like, okay, you guys are posting once a month. These guys post every day. Kind of sad.
What about the strategy guide ones? Remember?
I remember those. Yeah.
There was one company that made all of them.
Like
Oh,
Prima, yeah.
Prima, yeah. And those were everywhere. I remember
I still got
the
a
last
bunch of
one I
them.
bought.
Yeah.
The last one I bought was for Forza. Because
Oh,
I also
wow.
bought the racing wheel and stuff. And it showed you every car and it showed you all the upgrades that you can get for it and stuff. So I didn't have to like, oh, I want to work for this. And I could always, I put a lot of time into that shit. That was like, what, 2006? But yeah,
Oh, wow.
that was the last one I bought. And it was thick. It was thick.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else? Game magazines you love from back in the day? All right. We'll move on here. This is an interesting question. It is the last one of the night too, and we got to my minimum an hour and a half show, so we're good. What is a game you could never beat as a child or teenager that you went back to and beat as an adult? Any
That's a good
takers?
question.
Child came back to beat as an adult.
My answer is, and this is only because of saved states, rewind, the original Mega Man games from
I was gonna
Nintendo.
say Mega Man.
Could never beat those as a kid, but I finally beat them as an adult. But other than that, I beat most games back in the day. So it's not like what I'm saying. Like I beat Contra. I didn't beat Battletoads, but I haven't gone back to Battletoads either.
Okay, I was about to say the same thing. Like, my only answer is no.
Yeah.
Because, like, I want to say there was, like, 4 games that I didn't beat. It was, like, Battletoads, Ghosts and Goblins.
Oh, my God, yeah.
The Ninja Turtle game.
Yes.
And the Ghostbuster game.
Ninja Turtle game.
Man, that motherfucking Turtles game traumatized the fuck out of me, man. When you're swimming in electricity and shit.
Oh, and the new collection, you can actually play it out and it'll do it for you, and then you can do it.
Oh, wow.
So you can see it happen the best route. Because, when you had to defuse the bombs in the sewer, that killed a lot of people.
Fuck.
And the coral would shock you. Or
yeah, man. Yeah. I was actually I actually was replaying that game about a month ago. I'm like, man, I can't deal with this shit. I didn't even get as far as I did when I was a kid.
Well, you play the collection? Because the collection, it's a rewind button. You can rewind it.
Yeah, I guess I got to figure that out.
Yeah, just rewind a little bit, and if it's zapped you, rewind. So you.
Yeah, because there was some other game I was playing. Oh, the Nintendo online store, right, on Switch. That has rewind. So I'm playing Mario and rewind the shit. Donkey Kong. But I beat those games back in the day. Pretty much. There's Brett kind of named a lot of the Nintendo games I didn't play, but once the Super Nintendo came out, I consistently beat games. It was just the Nintendo games were fucking hard. Hey, there you go, Fergus. That's one. He says for him it was Ninja Gaiden. He didn't beat it until he was 24. Ninja Gaiden was fucking hard, bro. On Nintendo, remember that shit?
I beat that back
Mike
in the
Tyson's
day.
Punch Out. Still haven't beaten that one.
Yeah, I did beat that back in the day fairly too.
I beat Ninja Gaiden back in the day, but that was when I went to school. I would put masking tape over the light on the NES so my mom wouldn't know it was on, and I keep playing. Like I didn't want to lose my progress, right?
Yeah, man.
Off.
That was such a good game.
By the way, man. By the way, this gives me a nice little chance here. Go play Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. The game is fucking amazing. Tough as shit too. Rich, I know you could vouch for that.
Absolutely.
That's good.
And also, go play the Shinobi demo, man. That demo is good, and that's all I can say about that, right, Rich?
Yeah.
So, anybody else, games that you went back to as an adult that you weren't able to beat as a kid?
No, I can't really think of an example.
It's probably because we don't go back, know?
Well, mine
really
was the Turtle. Like, I just bought up for that Turtle collection but then all arcade one, because I didn't have enough money to quarter munchers in the arcade to get to the end. Wasn't that was hard? It was just like you constantly die, dumb shit, get attacked. So then once I got this, I'm finally gonna see the end of this shit, and I did both of them, the Turtle in Time and And I got to do that with my kids and stuff, so that was always fun. That's a moment.
Turtles in Time is still a fucking great, man. Again, I was replaying all that shit, bro. The first Ninja Turtles game, arcade game, and also the Nintendo version, which is Ninja Turtles 2 on fucking NES. They had extra levels and stuff. Good times, man. Good times. All right, let's start wrapping things up here. Adam, what's going on with the TV terminal?
Just a lot of stuff going on with the shows. Revival, we're up to episode 10. It's the finale. That's this Thursday. No spoiler, because CM Punk died a few episodes back. People always ask, they're like, "Oh, how far is CM Punk?" Dead. Unless they figure out something else, they killed him brutally. There's no coming back in this one. He will not be.
No revival.
No revival for that dude, So he's done, but we're not done. We still have the finale to cover Thursday. We're going on Dexter Resurrection episode 7. They're already up to 6. That's a 10-episode season. That's fantastic. If you like the OG Dexter from the back 2006, that time, it's the same thing, but in New York. It's fantastic. Great job with it. And Michael C. Hall and the showrunner already confirmed multiple seasons coming. Not another season, multiple. That's how well it's doing. That they've already been given the green light from multiple. Now Paramount's dealing with their own shit. They got new owners, so who knows what's gonna really happen. I don't know if you heard all those scandals they've sold. People pretty bad over there. They're dealing with all that. And then Chief of War doing his historical piece about the unification of the Hawaiian Islands. It's great. Thanks again. I got a lot of people subbed, and I appreciate that we're covering it and just trying to put some respect on it, because we openly said we can't pronounce all correctly, but we try, and it's a good show. A lot of action. That's what people want, right?
There you go.
Yeah, check it out. TV Terminal.
All right. Rich, what's coming up on the Coalition this week?
Yeah, so as I mentioned previously, I actually reviewed the movie Weapons with Dana. That's currently on the website and the YouTube channel. #1 movie at the box office, by the way.
Is that a horror show? Is that a horror movie? Is that a horror movie?
Yeah,
it's a horror movie.
Yes, it is. It is a horror movie. So yeah, worth checking out. Very interesting type of movie. So yeah, check out our review.
Wait, you said something. It's related to something. Say it. What's it related to gaming? Say it.
Oh yeah, the director of that movie, he previously did the movie Barbarian, but he is actually working on a Resident Evil movie. And before everybody says they're concerned, he's only played the Resident Evil games. He hasn't watched any of the movies.
Nice.
So this means it might actually be a decent movie. So stay tuned for that. And lastly, in terms of the Coalition Gaming, yes, definitely check out the YouTube channel. Myself and Gary are working on some pretty important things that are going to be on that channel within the next couple of weeks. And yeah, there's other stuff coming too. But yeah, stay tuned to thecoalition.com as well as the Coalition Gaming. Plenty of gaming stuff coming. So yeah, that's all I can say.
Cool. Manny, you got anything?
Yes, I certainly do. So Power Rangers Prime #9 is out on the street, so you can go get it now at any comic book store. It might be a little bit difficult because it's a bit of a rare cover, but it's out there. So check that one out. Also, a bunch of Ninja Turtles stuff coming up. Got Ninja Turtles Journeys #2, which has a special cover by Carl Randolph and myself. That one is got Casey Jones from the 2003 series, and coming in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
MGS Con on the 23rd. Also, you should keep that date in mind. Yes, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be selling some stuff. Got my solid unretired, my Solid Zero subsistence book for the convention. So
nice.
It's going to be back. You get to see it and pick it up. I also have a bunch of prints, and also a lot of the other Metal Gear people are going to be in there. They got David Hayter, they got Laurie Allen, who played the boss. They got a bunch of people from Metal Gear Solid 3 to essentially coincide with Metal Gear Solid Delta, which is actually coming in 3 days after that. So it's going to be really cool. yeah, so hope to see you there if you're out in California. I know it's a 1-day con, but I'm going to be there for a little while. So you
Nice.
might be seeing me doing some throwdowns from a unique background.
Yo, man, you crazy.
Yeah.
I remember one time, like
Yeah.
you did a throwdown from like I think Seattle when you were at PAX. You had an interesting background there.
Yeah, I had I tried to face it toward the city so you
Yeah.
could see a little bit of the city. I had a pretty decent hotel room. I had a really great view, so I figured I'd just like do that. What's also kind of fun about it, you could also see the sunset on those
Yeah.
episodes.
Yeah, that's right.
Which
Yeah,
is pretty
because
fun.
by the end of the episode, it was all dark, you know. But like, yeah, that's pretty fun. All right, man. So we are done here. So make sure you follow Throwdown on Twitch and Twitter. Subscribe on YouTube. Join the Discord, and check us out on your favorite podcast app. Links to everything down below. Once again, our show is Tony Polanco, and tonight I was joined by Emilio Lopez,
See you next time.
Chris Seeley,
Take care, everyone.
Carlos Romero,
Peace out.
Adam Vale.
Week, and I won't be here Thursday because I'm going to go see Def Leppard.
There you go, man.
Are you getting it?
All right.
I'm getting it.
Brett Murdoch
It's been real, party people.
and Richard Bailey Jr.
Have a good week, everybody.
All right, guys, we'll be back on Thursday.